Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy Archives, where we often read fanfic involving our favorite yaoi ships. Otherwise, we do some other spins on fanfic, but today we're not here for that. Today we are here for particularly SatoSugu fanfic that I had to really drudge out of the depths of nowhere. Now, I love SatoSugu fanfic. I don't really read it that often though. It's always so beautiful and like poetic and everything. So I love that about it, but like I also have not really much like burst into that world of like JJK fanfic, if you will. I did a lot of reading Bakudeku fanfic first and like My Hero stuff first because I was into My Hero and everything when I first got into anime not that long ago actually. But yes, yeah, I know. Come at me because I wasn't into anime before like 2 years ago, but everybody has their own timing for things. However, I did start obviously, and now here we are. I found one though, finally. I think it's gonna be a happy one. It could be another really poetic, like depressing one. Cause we know that like these authors of Gojo and Geto fanfics love to do that to us. I get that their story was tragic in the series, but why? Why can't like this is the place we go to like escape and get our fix for what we couldn't have in the series? I mean, not always, but you get me. I'm sure you guys get me. However, I did find one that I think this one's gonna be a little poetic too. I think the last one I did was poetic. But I'll stop saying that too. That sounds weird. The people who understand like that, like who look at reading, I guess, as like a work of art, kind of get what I'm saying there. However, okay, my cat was being atrocious under me and she was getting my dog to play with. Oh, he was getting my dog to play with him under my chair. Love that. So I won't keep you guys that much longer. We'll get into the fanfic. It's only 2,682 words today. One chapter, obviously, I usually do one shots. Before I drabble on any longer, I actually did want to say though, I am considering doing like longer, especially SatoSugu fanfics, because there's not many one shots that are great. If you do know of them, put them in the comments below or recommend them to me somehow. I will definitely check those one shots out. Like, I don't do ones with smut and explicit stuff, obviously. But please like recommend them to me because it's so hard to find like one shots where it's not like smut involved. However, I did find this one. I think that this one's more like it, but I just like it's been so hard. So what I was going to say is that I think that I'm going to maybe start some of the really popular, really good SatoSugu fanfics and read them with you guys in parts on the podcast in my YouTube channel. So kind of like going into like part one, two, three, or like in chapters maybe. I'm still figuring it out, but let me know in the comments if you would like me to do that or interested in that, I guess. This one is called In My Hearts In My Heart There's a Glow by Alatos. I think that's how you say it. It looks like quite a few people like this one, so I'm excited to read it. The summary is, but he supposes it was okay for him to feel a little pain. He thinks as he feels a head rest against his chest. A supernova bursts against his rib cage. For Geto, he had tried to endure, because in the end, Geto Suguru's love made Satoru feel like he was sinking in an ocean made of crushed stars. This is so poetic. I don't know if the like Geto Gojo fanfic writers just like to be poetic or if like I'm just picking out ones that are poetic. So we're gonna get right into it here. The notes of the author say, "Whoop, my second fic." Oh wow, just a second. I've fallen in love with this so-called anime manga, aka Jujutsu Kaisen, and there's no surprise that I grew attached to two ships in particular. The ships being SatoSugu and Itafushi. We all love. So I felt like I had to write a whole fic about one of them. So why not SatoSugu? I thought as tears streamed down my face and viciously created this. But this one is for my Ren as a little thank you for always letting me talk to you about our favorite ships while listening to music together until ass crack of dawn. You really are a good friend. Oh, so she like dedicated this one, or they, I should say. I never want to assume the gender. I always say this to her or their friend. Um, I did want to say, which I always say before, upon reading the author's note, please give them support. I put the link for the fics that I read in the description below. Please go on there, give them support, give them a kudos if you liked this. We're basically reading it together, and I would hate to take away any of the credit that these authors deserve. So, if you liked it, go ahead, go over, give it a hit by clicking on the link and give it a kudos. And same with my videos. Subscribe if you like to be here. And if you like reading fanfic with me, obviously, and turn on the little bell for the notifications so you get all of the episodes. And we're going to go right into it. Flings aren't anything foreign to Gojo Satoru. He's met loads of people through his life, most of them ending up beneath familiar white sheets with him or caged in between his arms and a wall as he memorized the taste of their lips with his own. We're getting spicy right away. They all are so different from each other, features and personality, but they all still have one thing in common. They come and go, they never stay. Or at least Satoru makes sure they don't. It's not like he's afraid of love. No. If he were to find that someone, then he wouldn't shy away from letting himself be cut open to expose the vulnerability he possessed by the person. It's just, the person hadn't still made their appearance in his life. But it's different now, he thinks, as his electric blue eyes pierce through honey skin as he sits with their side turned to him. Grin light, yet no sign of emotion written on their face. I think I'm in love. Ooh, so Gojo's falling. He's been watching them the whole evening, more like 15 minutes, but who's counting? His eyes haven't been able to look anywhere else ever since they sat down a few bar stools away from him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Who allowed you to be so beautiful? Satoru has found people attractive, sometimes even cute, but this was the first time he found someone so beautiful. It almost felt like he was unworthy to even look in the first place. I'm so trying not to like butcher this. You gotta give me a second to like go in. Everybody who's already been here knows. Long hair tied in a loose bun with a few strands hanging over their face. A nose with a cute little bump, and skin so warm and golden as the sweet touch of the gentle sun. It's a face you would see on the front of a page of a magazine. A face that would make anyone's knees go wobbly if they were to stare you down. Whichever. They got it all. I mean, yeah, if I were to say see Geto on a magazine, that is exactly, he's right. I'm more of a Geto girl than a Gojo girl, but, you know, I do love Gojo. He's like, I'm looking up at like my Gojo picture there, where you turn on a little light, and it's so cute. Geto appears above him with an umbrella. I feel like you guys have seen this before, this kind of merch, but it's like a little box picture thing, and it's so cute. And suddenly the face of the beauty themselves turns their head to meet Satoru's eyes and looks at him for a moment. Then their brows lift in question as to why are you staring, with the same grin before they look away and continue to nurse their own drink. Satoru's grin widens. He's in love. Satoru is more than lucky enough to see him again. It wasn't on the same tropical outdoor bar hidden between endless stores and restaurants downtown, which was no surprise. Okinawa really had a lot to offer, where he saw him for the first time. Standing in the middle of it, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get these names. Standing in the middle of Nishihama Beach. Oh, I think I actually did pretty good. Tote bag hanging off his shoulder, with his sandals in one hand and toes buried in the warm sand, he watches a familiar frame stand just a few meters away from him, by the shore as they look over the glittering blue. He wants to step closer, to reach out and ask them who he was, but it seems like they beat him to it. Didn't know I'd gain a stalker in Okinawa. Interesting. Honey-voiced, Satoru notes as a familiar warmth washes over him from the sweet melody, warm and liquidy. Ooh, that's an interesting way to describe a voice. He thinks he could listen to them speak forever. He thinks a voice as sweet as theirs could guide him to a state of endless calm. I'm not stalking you. We just happen to be at the same spots at the same time. Satoru finally inches closer, the sand slowly morphing into gushy beneath his feet with each step. He's never been so nervous to share warmth with a person before. He steps beside them, shoulders barely brushing as he looks out to admire blue meeting orange. They must be watching the sunset. It's beautiful. The picture of the two ends of the different colors meeting has always been a beautiful sight to him. But it's nowhere close to the person beside him, putting it to shame and crushing it beneath their foot like the remains of a burning cigarette. I'm having so much trouble reading some words today. I know y'all know what it's like. Gojo Satoru. What a fancy name for my stalker. Geto Suguru. Geto Suguru. Geto Suguru. Geto Suguru. I swear they're repeating it 3 times. I'm just reading. A beautiful name of the embodiment of the sweet mix of honey and sugar. Everything about Geto Suguru was revealed to be something beautiful. It's good to finally be able to put a face to the name. Geto Suguru. Geto's gaze doesn't seem to waver as they turn their head to stare Satoru down, almost as if they've searched for something in him, a reason that was unknown and impossible to uncover, because they were so hard to read it, it hurt. Oh, I don't know. Reason that was unknown and impossible to uncover. I think I'm just reading this wrong, or it may just be the way they wrote it is kind of like weird to me. But it seems they don't find it as they look away and hum out a tune to blend in with the crashing waves. Likewise, Gojo Satoru. And Satoru lies awake at night, staring at the popcorn ceiling of his hotel room as the same 3 words repeat in his head like a mantra. Likewise, Gojo Satoru. Likewise, he's absolutely losing it. I just know that if Gojo and Geto were to meet like this, Gojo is the pretty one out of the relationship, but I love the idea that Gojo is actually just enamored by how beautiful he thinks Geto is. Because, obviously Gojo is pretty, he's beautiful, he's got the sparklies. But I love the idea that Gojo kind of is he looks in the mirror every morning and sees himself, obviously. But then Gojo's kind of enamored by this more the more raw, beautiful I don't know, presence of Geto. I'm going into a poem now. I mean more the more plain looking, not that Geto is, but yes, you could say that compared to Gojo. I love how Gojo would think maybe that is more beautiful. I don't know how I'm trying to explain this. If you guys know, comment definitely if you understand what I'm trying to say, but like I love that idea that like the sparkly Gojo is just enamored and thinks like Gato is like the most beautiful thing in the world. Even though in like reality Gato's not really that, like he's kind of more common to see than Gojo. Anyways, I'll stop rambling. That kind of sounded like I did like a little weird, I know, but oh my god. Maybe I should have drank my coffee before this. Okay. So I'm guessing this is gonna say they meet again and again. So they're like repetitively meeting. If you haven't gotten the gist, every time I start like a new instance of them like meeting, they're seeing each other on a different day. I think this is what the author is trying to imply. They meet again and again, same spot and time every single evening. Oh, okay. So now they're meeting in the same spot and time every single evening to see each other. We love. Satoru likes to think that they were meant to be, but the universe decided to place them in each other's paths and then let themselves do the dirty work until strings would connect their pinkies. But he's not sure what Gato Suguru wants. He's never sure. Hell, he doesn't even know if they truly enjoy his presence. No matter how much he tried, how much he let words spill out from his mouth and gaze linger, in return, Gato would just look at him with a light smile and glinting eyes before they looked away. Irritating, but also intriguing. It turned him into a man of wonder. He wonders, how it would feel to be the receiving end of the blurs of emotions by Gato. He wonders how a euphoric Gato's smile would look, and he wonders how he'd look with the apple of his cheeks burning a vibrant red. He wonders how vulnerable Gato would look beside him on his bed as they're enveloped by sleep and with dark eyelashes brushing his cheeks. Satoru doesn't ponder. He doesn't get on his knees to beg, because you can't force a person to tear open the shells to uncover the raw and nasty. But then he suddenly trips over his feet on the familiar sand of the same beach their second meeting held place in as they lick away the droplets on popsicles and Gato laughs. Gato stares, blue eyes warm with. Oh, Satoru, sorry, stares, blue eyes swarmed with shock and blooming love. I was like, Gato does not have blue eyes, but I was also distracted because I'm thinking about just like falling in the sand with a popsicle and how utterly terrible that would be. I would be so disappointed. I just like it would get all over the popsicle. Ugh. I didn't even want to think about that. Ugh. They laugh. They laugh and their nose scrunches up and they kick their head back as melodies spill out of their mouth. It's a little high pitched and all over the place, like someone just slapped a bunch of random notes onto paper and called it a day. I think I just heard the most beautiful song to ever be played in the world. There's embarrassment bubbling low in Satoru's belly, but he doesn't care. Satoru laughs too. He feels like maybe things are turning out for the greater. This is so cute so far, and I'm absolutely loving this fic. It's so like beautiful too. Like I love this kind of writing. 2 weeks into summer paradise, and Satoru still feels like he's dreaming. Sometimes he has to be reminded that this is indeed reality, that this isn't some twisted dream creating a love story for him to wake up from and yearn for the warmth this love makes him feel. The Okinawan sun might be warm enough for any living organism. To the swaying palm trees and thrilled tourists who weren't familiar with the tropical climate. But it does not compare to you, my darling one. Satoru gazes down at Gato, who's crouched down and watches the grains of sand slip right through their fingers like an hourglass. Because the love I feel for you envelopes me like a warm, fuzzy blanket. You're staring again. Are you sure you're actually not a stalker who's out to kill me? I feel like that's a very, like, that's not a joking question in this fic. That is an actual, like, are you sure you're not supposed to kill me? Because we all know Jujutsu Kaisen, that's how it goes. Satoru blinks back to reality, a habit he's gotten used to these past few days, before he sends them a sly grin. Maybe I actually am one. If I were you, I'd make sure to keep the door and windows locked at night. Oh, Gojo would do that. He would say that. Geto doesn't crack a smile, but he catches the amusement dancing in their eyes before they shake their head and mutters something that sounds like stupid. Satoru's is stupid, more than so, and maybe the blossoming love he possesses for the person beside him is the main pillar of his stupidity. Maybe if I wasn't smart enough, he continues slowly, a tiny smirk etching over his features, then I wouldn't have done this. Splash. Water clings to his skin, and what used to be a perfect t-shirt, white fabric turning transparent as droplets trickle down on Honey's skin. He still looks as neutral as ever as he slowly gets back up on their feet, which was more nerve-wracking than anything, pushing damp hair away from their face. 3, 2, and Satoru runs, more like attempts to. Laughter bubbles out of him, and he kind of fears for his life, as he feels their presence hot on his heels. Body crashes into body from behind, both of them toppling over into the waves, and Satoru feels like he could conquer the world for once in his lifetime. And whoa, what did I just glitched, guys. It's too beautiful. And he is reminded that this is indeed not a dream, but reality. He relishes it all, even the cold water covering him from head to toe as they both wrestle for dominance. He doesn't want it to ever end. This is so cute. So cute. Okay, I think the next day, Gojo Satoru finally finds the guts to ask Geto out on a date. Ooh. I feel like this is like the cutest, like, little vacation one I've ever read for Gojo and Geto. All it took was an usually charming man to stumble over his words, fiddling with his fingers and eyes, looking anywhere but the person on the receiving end to look at him in curiosity. Can I take you out on a date? He finally asked, lungs screaming from him to calm the fuck down as he felt himself grow almost lightheaded. He's never been this nervous to ask someone out. But no one would put it past him. Really, not especially when the person in question was an angel in disguise. Depends. Are you paying for everything? Geto, you filthy monkey. Oh my god. Depends, are you paying for everything? Geto had grinned a little wider, smile reminiscing of an imp, but still as angelic as ever. An imp right after I called him a monkey. Sure, if that's what you want. Satoru had scratched his neck sheepishly, and he finally took the courage to gaze up at them through white lashes. It was silent for a moment or two, the waves singing and heart creating an unsteady rhythm filling the silence. Is he going to say no? Is Satoru about to get rejected? Okay, I'd love to. Oh, he almost thought he was going to get rejected. Probably for the first time in forever. I don't know why. I just... Because, like, Gojo probably never gets rejected. The funny part is that Geto probably would go up to some lady and be like, hey, I want to go on a date? And she'd be like, no. And I'm saying that as, like, a Geto lover. Maybe not. Maybe that's more of, like, Toji, but I feel like Geto doesn't really have the riz of Gojo, obviously. But he would love to. He says, yes, take me out on a date. And here they are, on the said day that Satoru himself had asked them out on. Sitting across from each other in the door. I'm going to pause and like drink because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Sitting across from each other. Where is my place that I was reading at? In the outdoor seating area of the restaurant with a view over the water he found on Google. That cracks me up. Gojo would definitely, like, I know anybody does, but Gojo's definitely like, oh my god, this isn't good enough. I need some more better. I need, ah, looking on Google, like, so frustratedly, because everything needs to be perfect. Geto doesn't mind how Satoru steals fries from his plate as they speak amongst themselves and almost looks like a little pleased, cheek resting against the palm of their hand as they watch Satoru speak fondly of his memories back home. Satoru doesn't know if he sings broken tunes of the past out of nervousness, or if it's because it looks like Geto is listening. But he feels moon dust every time. Moon dust. Okay, so they said moon dust every corner. Oh, okay. Yes, Olivia, they did, because that's part of the... So, but he feels moon dust every corner of his throat, and leave him almost gasping for air. That one was wow. Their words are filtered out at any passerby by the humming music. She's getting me with these passerby by and then moon dust. So repeating words after they're connected to other words is a new like peeve of mine, I guess, because this author is doing that, and it's a little frustrating to like read that. But nevertheless, I will surpass this struggle for you guys. Their words are filtered out, and any passerby by the humming music playing from the restaurant speakers, playing songs that speak highly of the concept of love and to be in love. And Satoru realizes that he can relate to those silly little love songs as he watches Geto, that the sweet melody and fluttery words are rough descriptions of what he resides in him. The shy sun kisses their skin, and their eyes seem to sparkle like diamonds, and he realizes that to be in love isn't something to be afraid of. That to be in love with Geto Suguru is as beautiful as a blossoming flower garden. It's so cute. Before the current song can finally find its pace and give the next song its shine, the wooden chair lets out a disgusting creaking sound as he pushes it back. He's then standing in front of Geto, hand reaching out and sunglasses sliding down Satoru's nose to reveal glittering eyes. May I have this dance? Geto looks surprised, which is a new look added to his mental collection of faces Suguru can make, before they blink and offer him a smile. You may. This is so cute. They both giggle as Satoru takes his hand in his own, pulls them up with a gentle tug before arms slide around each other, like they were always meant to be there, and gravitates closer to one another. Their bodies fit like two puzzle pieces. Gator reminds him of the feeling when you've been looking for this specific piece for a while, trying other pieces to see if they fit just right, but always left disappointed. But then the last piece's tiny bud fits into the little hole and connects and you're just so relieved. That was so sexual for no reason. I'm gonna read this again for you guys. But then the always left disappointed. But then the last piece's tiny bud fits into the little hole and connects, and you're just so relieved. That's woof. Okay. Oh man, that's what she said. Perfect. Satoru muses to himself as he begins to sway them back and forth, a familiar beat of a song he had ever so treasured finding their ears. We're perfect. The sky may be starless, the night might be moonless. Satoru isn't sure, but they look almost a little shy from the looks they're receiving right now. He watches the way their eyes cast downwards to instead look at their connected torsos. Satoru grins. Cute. He squeezes their waist, thumbing at the tiny bit of exposed skin on their lower back as they continue to sway. It feels smooth and silky beneath the pads of his thumbs. He wonders if he would ever be given the chance to map out every mole and imperfection on their skin, with lips and fingers, and lay a gentle kiss to remind him of the beauty they bewitch. But deep in my heart there's a glow, for deep in my heart. So this must be the lyrics to like the song that's going on. I'm guessing because it's italicized in like the middle. He watches the sunset grace Gato's illuminating skin and caresses the highlighted features. The pink and orange casting its colors over them like the sun reflecting on the moon. But there's no need for the sun to give them its support because Geto already shines bright enough that even a shooting star is afraid to pass by. You must be thrilled to be dancing with me like this, going from my stalker to my date and all. Satoru has the nerve to blink at them in slight confusion before a laugh slips past his lips and shakes his head fondly. No way you could tell. I thought I was hiding it so well. They laugh in harmony, a melody like of the birds singing in the sun rising. I know that you love me. You love me because you told me so. There were many moments with Geto that Satoru could label as beautiful, but to have the man of your dreams in your arms and to feel his heartbeat become one with yours was a euphoric experience. So euphoric and beautiful, heavenly even, that he feels his insides twist in agony, yet he couldn't bring himself to stay away. But he supposes it was okay for him to feel a little pain, he thinks as he feels a head rest against his chest. A supernova bursts again in his rib cage. For Geto he had tried to endure. Because in the end, Geto Suguru's love and made Satoru feel like he was sinking in an ocean made of crushed stars. I memorize every line, I kiss the name that you sign, and darling, then I read again right from the start. Love letters straight from your heart. I feel like I want that song. It sounds so cute. There could have been a meteor rain above them. The tides could have changed patterns. The song might have finished a long time ago. But none of it matters to Gojo Satoru, because he's finally discovered that his apartment in Tokyo could never compare to the warmth of Suguru. Home, Satoru whispers, hand reaching to cradle Suguru's cheek like porcelain as his face inches closer to close what's left of the infinity between them. He kisses them as the planet stops rotating beneath their feet. You're my home. Ah! Okay. That was so cute. So cute. So many kudos too. I'm so glad that this author is getting their why was I gonna say spoils? Getting their spoils. Guys, before I even go on with like constantly breaking out into like this, like British back when, I just want you all to know I spent like so many hours listening to Red Rising, and I don't think a lot of you are gonna know, maybe you do. But if you do know what I'm talking about, the dramatized version of the book Red Rising, and then there's the Golden Sun and everything after. If you've listened to that before and you're a fan of that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I cannot stop breaking out into the accent that I hear from the book because it's like 7 hours long each book. So I'm constantly breaking out into like this British back when accent. And then I went to the Ren Fair yesterday with my friends, and that also had me everyone was talking like that. So yes, if I broke out into that a lot this time, I'm still trying to be like, no, you can't do that here. Like, let's not ruin this fanfic by breaking out into British accents. Oh my gosh. But other than that, other than me doing that the whole time, I'm so like this one was so cute and it was so poetic. I hope I didn't ruin it by reading it. Like sometimes I get performance anxiety genuinely because I want to be able to read these with you guys and actually know like the full beauty and have it here on my podcast and channel. And like yes, I feel like I do pretty good most of the time. But this one I was just having like today has been a day of just like weird, I don't know how to readness. But yeah, this one was so cute for 2000 words. It seemed like it was like a lot longer in a good way, in a good way. It seemed like it was a lot longer and I loved the whole like plot of it being like this meet cute thing. I just love those kind of stories. So, as I said, I leave the link in the description below. Go ahead and give it like a like and a kudos is what they're called on AO3 on the platform. And also, when you click on there, it'll give it a hit so that the author knows that we love them and to keep doing work. And especially with this one, I'm going to have to look at this one's page to see if like I can maybe go and find some more that they wrote because they wrote this a while ago, 2020, and hey, what if they have more? Comment down below if you guys would like me to do more from this author too. I might anyways. But yes, that was a super fun short little one. I'm so glad you guys could join me today. I see the community growing on here every day, and I'm so excited to share all this AO3 with you and just hang out and read fanfics with you. It's so fun every week doing this. I'm doing a lot of Gojo and Geto, or actually, I don't know why I said that. I'm not doing too much, but I do want you guys to comment down below about like uh, the book Gojo Geto. I want to say SatoSugu because that's probably what you know it as. Ship. If I should do like a fanfic book, because I haven't read one of their ship before. So if you guys have any good ones, I will literally, like I said, I'm contemplating actually going and reading like chapter by chapter them through. Of course, they can't be too long, but yeah, that would be kind of like cool. Like, I'm thinking about almost taking a little break from my series with the Is It Cooking or Cooked, which is a fun series, but I kind of want to dig a little deeper into like some serious fanfic reading and get started on some books, guys. I want to do some books. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Subscribe if you liked hanging out with me today. And yeah, support the channel. I'm also on Spotify if you're watching me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube if you're watching me on Spotify. The links are in my page bio and everything to get to wherever you want to listen to me on. And yes, had so much fun reading this with you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one.